Oh, what's up? Hey y'all, what's up? It's your man Rico. Rico the Opinion, as y'all know. Just fresh from coming doing my little evening run and just happens to turn into night. I think I come out here like 7:30, 8 o'clock. So by the time I'm doing my running, it gets dark on me. So might as well call it Opinions at Night with Rico. And yeah, y'all go ahead and continue to come on in here and like, share, and subscribe. My Facebook page as well as my YouTube channel. And I only have a couple of opinions I want to talk to y'all about. Just a couple. I'm not gonna hold y'all now. And so, this wind. I hope the wind is not knocking out my voice, because this breeze at night has just been, man, killing it lately, and I love it. Can't help but want to walk and stroll. And that 7-Eleven is not too far from me either. Oh, God. But anywho, let all this noise go by. Shout out to the helicopter up there. Damn you. All right, let me say this real quick, y'all. This is a conversation that's been going on all week. I think it started this past weekend and kind of spilling over into this week. Let me get to a piece of light where y'all can see me. You know, I'm standing in one spot. Hold on. Give me a second to put my trusty water bottle down. Oh, I'm gonna take these off too. They kind of damn earpiece. They distract me. So I know I'm gonna hold the phone still. Okay. Whew. All right. Okay, so what's up, it's your man Rico the Opinion. Please like, share, and subscribe, and continue to follow this Facebook page. I appreciate you. Look, I know if y'all been paying attention to social media, probably in mainstream media. They're talking about 90s actress, white girl, Jewish white actress, Jennifer Love Hewitt. A lot of you remember her from I Know What You Did Last Summer, those movies when she was a little slender little something, and she became really popular when she was like, come on, and her apples were really appling during that time. Her breasts were really breasting. Very impressive bosom on a young, slender white woman back in 25 years ago, whatever. She did those damn movies. Young and tender, taut. And then as years went on, she got a little older. Matter of fact, Jennifer Love Hewitt, do y'all remember the show Ghost Whisperer? Ghost Whisperer ran for maybe 4 or 5 years. I watched damn near every episode because she was in it. She wasn't as skinny little something with breasts as she was in those I Know What You Did Last Summer movies. Baby girl got a little curvy. No, not like what she is now, but I'm talking about body. I said, there's some ethnicity in it. I think the Jewish people, there's some ethnicity somewhere, because some of the women, man, they packing in the back there, and other places too. And Jennifer Love Hewitt, I mean to tell you, she was fine in that series. Perfect fine. Body, boom, bam. She was nice. And then, she took time off. I think she got married and all of that. Now she's 46 years old. And, still good looking. But not as good as she looked in that damn Ghost Whisperer. Go check out I think it comes on Wii TV and Cozy TV and all these little odd little networks. Man, that was fine in that series. And I happen to like the show as well, but she was, my goodness. But the criticism that she's been receiving, mainly from the white community, see, and people are kind of perplexed about it, unless you know the white man's actual flavor in his women. Now, he'll fetishize everything else, But his woman, he prefers his woman to be kind of real thin, you know, skinny. And they traditionally, like white women would know, you know, flat in the back there. They like their white women to have healthy chest and flat in the back. That's just how it is. And Jennifer Love Hewitt messed around. I guess she must have got up to 145 pounds now, something, because she doesn't look like, well, they're calling her fat, but in our community we just say she thick. I would call her thicker. I would call her thick, but the way she looks now, she's not fat. But according to white men, she's fat. I like, well, damn. You know, married and had kids and stuff, but I'm not going to give her that excuse because we get older. Our metabolism do slow up. Trust me. I'm still trying to work this damn thing off. You know, hot wings and Bud Lights, shit, and Popeyes and pies, and you know, just eating like the good stuff. But everything else seems to be coming along. You know, doing okay and all that. But this right here won't seem to. But then I'm not gonna front. I still slip a cookie here and there, and that little slice of cake they sell in Walmart. God damn it, those little miniature pecan pies. So anyway, and turkey burgers with the steak fries. Lord Jesus. So, but I go on up to it. What's taking me so long to get this thing up? But it's gotten better. But I think it's a cortisol thing. I've been doing some research on when fellas, or even these ladies too, but I'm talking about men get the bloated stomach. Whatever you do, whenever you eat, it seems to make their stomach pop. I think there's an increase in cortisol. And cortisol, from what I understand from doing the research, is caused by stress and all that. So I'm trying to go to bed earlier and run and exercise to try to decrease my stress levels. And also go to that damn pharmacy part of Walmart and find something to help with this thing, as well as change my diet. Okay, but so it can be worked out. What I'm saying is, because a lot of people are like, well, damn, she's got married, she had 2 or 3 kids, and so for her to have gotten married and had like 2 or 3 kids, she looks good. Because in our community, these folks had 1 kid and blow up to 300 pounds and stay there. So needless to say, there was a nice little section of black men that came to her rescue as the white men were dragging her, calling her fat. Well, a lot of, black men, we've been socially engineered to like everything thick and bigger and fat and just don't make no sense. I say socially engineered because to me it's weird. Jennifer Love Hewitt, I consider her to be what's called a normal progression of thickness or curviness. But we know America is a fat country. And, because ordinarily when white women, especially when I was young in the 80s and even the 90s, white women get pregnant and their husbands, especially the husbands who are high earners, y'all know y'all see them white women who just had their babies jogging behind their carriages, their baby carriages. Yeah, y'all act like y'all didn't see that. I saw it in my neighborhood growing up in Memphis. Over there by Rhodes College and Hind Park, the white women jogging, pushing their baby carriage. You can't get these sisters. They won't even. I'm not going to beat y'all up. I'm talking about statistics. On average, America is a fat country. The average woman in America weighs 183 pounds. Average. So a lot of you brothers, y'all got these fat girlfriends, these big old wives, and all she did was had 1 child or 2 children. I had a baby. Your child is 4 years old, ma'am. I got 3 kids. The oldest is 10. Then you got one that's 9. Then you got one that's 8. So you had plenty of years to get that together. So when I saw Jennifer Love Hewitt, I said, no, she just got a little curvy. But and that's kind of, still kind of like an anomaly for the white community, for they women. Now, it's a bunch of fat white women out there. I'm not saying that. It's a whole bunch of a lot of fat Mexican chicks. A lot of Mexican men like them little fat Mexican chicks. A lot of black dudes like those bell pepper shaped booty do, barely stick out more than they booty do women. I don't know what's wrong with black men. I don't know how we've been socially engineered to like all these fat folks like that, but they do. Ain't no more power to you. They in love. But I'm telling you, it's not about preference or anybody. See, I know what a preference is, but I also know what social engineering is too. Black men are socially engineered as little boys by their mothers who might be fat, or fat grandma, or fat auntie. They almost shame. Let me give you an example. There's this little black boy who, it went viral. And he was just a happy, y'all talking about some quote unquote black boy joy. He was just so happy and smiling. His mom was videotaping him, asking him what kind of girlfriend he like. He said, I want me a chocolate girlfriend. I want my girlfriend to be chocolate. I want a chocolate girlfriend. She said, okay, well, how she want her to look? I want her to be chocolate. And then you want her to be skinny? You want her to be big? Well, I want a skinny girlfriend. I want my girlfriend to be chocolate. I want her to be skinny. You know what this insecure mammy did? She shamed that boy out of his preference. She said she inserted herself, a nasty, just Oedipus, complex, weirdo self into that boy's preference. He's like 8 years old. He said, well, okay, and a lot of you mamas do that. A lot of you black mamas do that. And y'all be ashamed of yourself, but I'm putting y'all ass on blast officially tonight. And stop doing that, you sicko. She said, what you think about your mama? Now, his mama obviously weighed about 250. And so the black boy joy went into shame and guilt in a matter of a second. No, mama, I'm not talking about you. You pretty mom. This woman demanded that her son caress and comfort her in her own insecurity. Man, that was, man, I got so mad when I saw that. I said, that's it right there. Now imagine how many households with black boys like normal sized girls. And their mamas and the ignorant aunties and ignorant grandmothers shamed them out of liking girls whose dress sizes come in single digits. That's what I say is social engineering. Then they grow up thinking it's normal. Here you are, a basketball player. Here you are, a fit football player. Or you just a fit guy, slender guy, and your girlfriend weighs 200 pounds. 200 pounds, she 4'11". And you've been trained to these words that America like to say. No, BBW, full figure. No, she's thick. No, thicker is Jennifer Love Hewitt. People call her Monique Dick. No, Monique was fat. Oh, no, Monique was obese. Now she's just fat. Lizzo was obese. Now she's fat. I know y'all say, ooh, she lost a lot of weight. No, she lost a lot of weight from obese. Now she's a fat chick. I don't play those games. I grew up in the 70s. I was a little kid in the 70s. I saw normal-sized black women. You rarely saw black women in double-digit dress sizes. Rarely. And these were grown black women in their 30s, 20s, 30s, 40s. They rarely got up to double digits. Like, 18, 20s. And now you had some 12, 14s, of course. They got older. And some of them were tall, like 5'9", 5'10". But for the most part, you ain't see no little short-ass bowling balls and booty shorts in the 70s and the 80s because we were too busy dancing with each other. Y'all saw Soul Train in the 70s. Did y'all see any fat or thick black women on those shows in the 70s? I think Don Canese had something to do with that. No, that's not the image you want to portray. And I'm not beating up on obese women tonight. I'm telling y'all how weird it has become. Off of the Jennifer Love Hewitt. See, white men never play that. Now, old Poe, trailer park white men, they don't know no better. And average white men, they got some little chunky girlfriends and extra thick girlfriends and wives and shit. Yeah, I get that. But high-powered white men who make more than 6 figures, they don't have no big girlfriends. They don't have no fat wives. Millionaire white men? Oh, of course not. But black men, regardless of what our economic status is, our educational status, we've been shamed into not respecting our statuses. I'm saying ours like I'm a high earning shit. I'm just saying, hell, even as a broke guy, I don't want no fat chick. Or extra thick. I'm a Kelly Rowland kind of guy. Chili from TLC kind of guy. You hear me? And Halle Berry, the way she looks now, she ain't bad looking now. She just bat crazy. I like him slender tender. And Jennifer Love Hewitt, don't worry about it. But just Jennifer Love Hewitt, guys, y'all throwing the flowers and shit and all that. She don't look your way. She don't date black dudes. But that body When you see on Ghost Whisper, you're kind of like, damn, I wonder if she date black dude, because baby is curvy, cut just right. And so, white men have not been socially engineered to find obese women or fat white women attractive. Hollywood don't even put fat white women out there as being sexy. They put them out there as being funny, like Melissa McCarthy. She's always in a romantic comedy. She's not ever viewed as like they do Scarlett Johansson as a Avenger type or someone with a nice tight fitting suit where men lust after her. She a white woman that like Melissa McCarthy would never play Wonder Woman or any Avenger, Fantastic Four or nothing, because white men don't put that kind of image on little white boys or white America. Do you understand? So, Jennifer Love Hewitt, you know, if she gonna lose the weight, she ain't got to lose about 15 or 20 pounds, maybe 20 pounds, and she be back in action, and that ain't bad. Cause I saw her, I said she ain't got to lose that much weight, and she looked like she's toned. Just if she want to lose weight. Don't get on now, Jennifer Love Hewitt, sweetheart, don't get on no Ozempic. I know you said I'm fine who I am, but that pressure gets to you, because in Hollywood, you know, if you want another leading role, they need you just to swim off just a little bit and get back in that gym and dust off one of those old Jane Fonda workout tapes from the 80s, or get you a Sean T. Let him work your ass out, man. Don't y'all fool with Sean T. Sean T. act like people ain't got nowhere to go the next morning. God damn. But yeah, so anyway, shout out to Jennifer Love Hewitt. If you want to lose weight, it's cool. If you don't, it's cool. You're not bad. And don't let them white men have you around here sticking your finger down your throat, have you looking crazy. I'm sure she's not. She got a husband that supports her and loves her, so that's how that works. But our community, asking our women to lose 20 pounds, it's like that's not even touching the surface. They need to lose 120 pounds on average. Not all, but too many. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But anyway, let me get to this topic real quick. You know, people still, you know, and I'm talking to our community, the Black Community Foundation of Black America. Those of you who are shocked, you know, about racism in this country or whatever. And y'all act like racism didn't exist until 2016 or 2024. Insane. And so, I guess you can yell it out as much as you want. Hey, we all do it. We all have done it. But my question is, I've always asked my people, black folks, Foundation of Black America, if we truly believe that we live under the system of racism, white supremacy, why aren't we acting like it? What do you mean, Rico? If we truly believe that racism exists, why don't we act like it? Meaning, and I've said this before, why haven't we built a protective fence around our people? Why haven't we, things that we say, you know, that we claim, why haven't we, you know, invested in it? You know, why haven't we built things that's like protection? Why haven't we built our own hospital? As Jamal Bryant said, we spend $12 trillion here. Take that target. If we take that away from you, you will fold. Well, we were able to spend $12 trillion as a group in this country. How come we can't raise $50 million to build us a hospital? Do something simple like it's 45 million of us. How come we can't send at least 2 to 3 million black kids to HBCUs? How come at least 1 million of us can't write a grant or raise the money? You know that same money y'all raised for Kamala Harris? How come we can't do fundraising like that to get more private schools for black children, particularly black boys? See, we believe racism, and we still yelling racism, he racist, they racist. How come as a group we don't set up protective barriers, economic protective barriers, political, social? You know, it makes no sense for black women to only barely be married at 29%. A lot of them won't be married in their lifetime. Why don't we think that that's a priority? Why aren't we trying to come together to fix that instead of getting on podcasts and throwing out these weird ass statistics? lot of them are not true. And y'all saying, and ladies, y'all saying the stupidest shit. There aren't enough eligible black men. There's plenty of men for y'all C plus minus asses. Y'all say that like y'all some top tier sisters. Y'all not. Pretty women don't have a problem with finding no man. Her issue is, which one do I pick? It's so many of them that holler at me every day. So we need to cut the nonsense out. And it's on both sides. One thing about guys, I can say this. They say, you know, man, they all so stupid, man. And where the chicks at? One thing about guys, they go out. They say, well, if it ain't here, I'm going to go there. If it's not there, I'm going to go there. But women rather sit around and say, well, where the men at? Just ladies, they're right there with you at the bar. You know, when you ignore them to dance with other chicks, they standing all around the club. They standing all around the bar. They at the workplace with you. And I work in corporate America, and I don't see any black men there. Well, leave the building, bitch. They outside in the sports bar down the street from your corporate job. They're in the hospitals. A lot of them the guys are techs, or they a lot of them are RNs. They're there. Oh, you need somebody to make $1 million for your little chubby self. Kevin Samuels already tried to teach y'all. You can't be asking that kind of value and you weigh 300 pounds. You crazy? Nobody cares about your PhD. But I find it interesting that in other communities, there's not a problem. Asian women got husbands, Asian husbands. They date outside their race as well, but 90% of them got Asian husbands. He 5'6", 5'7". He works. Not all of them researchers and chemists. No, not all of them make six figures. Because there's some in that culture that believes in family. Y'all see these Hispanic guys, they 5'4" to 5'7" on average. And a lot of them come out of Home Depot and work all day, come home with a wife who got food cooking. The kids are clean or whatever the kids, and he's still the man of the household. He works a blue-collar job, and she respects him as the man of their household. But y'all are messed around and let some white woman from the 60s, Gloria Steinem, and her whole weirdo brood make a fool out of y'all for 50 years. Your man ain't good enough. Get out of here. And so a lot of brothers say, okay. But yeah, drop the attitude and drop the weight. You can get you one. And stop making money the issue. Stop acting like y'all ain't dating no broke brothers. If you got kids, your first 2 baby daddies want shit. So stop acting like you got standards. Just stop it. And I need you guys to do better too when picking a lot of these weird ass chicks that y'all dating. I'm like, wow, there are better ones out here. That's why I don't get into that whole them podcasts about relationships and all that. I don't get into all that nonsense. Because if you want to meet somebody, you know what you're supposed to do, grown ass people? Hello, my name is. What's yours? Why y'all act like every time you meet somebody, he got to be a potential husband? How about be a potential date? Then working from there. Number 2, ladies, why y'all wait till y'all get in y'all 30s and damn near 40? I need God to send me a man when you young and fine in your 20s. That's why God make you young and fine. Because you know and I know young women 21 to 26 and they actually fine. They have men lined up around buildings and institutes trying to get at them. Those are your years. They're called your prime years. You don't wait as you're going over the hill. I got my PhD. I got my law degree. I'm 34 years old. I'm ready for a husband. But yeah, while you was working on your degree, while you was working on your money, you was also having sex and going through guy after guy. So now emotionally you run down and physically you run down. Now you're trying to shame guys and asking about body count. That does matter, especially for women, because y'all are natural vessels. They're not supposed to be acting like us. You're not supposed to have a high body count. We are savages. We out there in the jungle doing all kinds of shit. You're the one who's supposed to calm us down with your femininity. Well, a lot of you turned in your femininity to be a man, baby, yeah. To be all rough. And so, you're like, well, Rico, what's all this got to do with racism? Well, I'm asking the question. If y'all believe that racism exists, why don't we as a community act like it? Why aren't we supporting each other more? I mean, and why don't we go back to reading the books that taught us how to protect ourselves? You know, books by Dr. Claude Anderson, Neely Fuller, Dr. Frances Wilson, Dr. Julia Hale, Dr. Joy Leary, Dr. Ben Yakahanan. No, the books. Y'all know the scholars wrote. And I guess some of y'all say, though, you know, those black books or whatever. Yeah, that's the stuff that had in the 60s and 70s, or especially in the 90s during Neo. So we had good sense because we were reading the literature. We were having these real discussions in the coffee shops, in the poetry spots, and having tea. I remember when I was at home in Memphis, man. Oh, I loved it before I left. You know, the poetry scene and neo soul scene in my hometown. It was so awesome. We had a little coffee shop, the bookstore. We had bookstores, and we just meet up. And in that crowd of black folks, man, intellectual, you know, really genuinely intellectual and fun and good looking. But we got away from the stuff that kept us going. We got away from when y'all saying we're not like our ancestors. Well, we got away from that. We got away from the black folks during the days of Jim Crow that said, no, we're finna build our own goddamn schools, our own city, our own entertainment. They done Jim Crowed us to death. They said we can't go here, we can't sit there, we can't eat here, we can't piss there. So we're gonna create our own. So what happened, you integrated, assimilated weirdos? What happened? If you truly believe that racism is real, why don't we act like it, black folks? Because we be together too much, and for us not to be together. I like going to black events. I like festivals. I like gay parties. But then, you know, you go in there, sisters, they just be entertaining themselves with each other on purpose. Then, and again, where are the size 10s and 8s and 6s? Can somebody tell me where those women hang out at? None against the big goods and the out of shape women and the floppily belly and the dented thighs wearing little clothes. But where are the women at who are size 8? Can somebody point them out to me in the Dallas Fort Worth area? Because that's where I want to be. The size 8s and 6s. You know, natural hair would be great. With one tattoo or less. No smooth, what a pretty mug, man. You know, who don't look all tired and ragged. Where are those women at? I'm going to keep searching around here. You know, I usually see them in a lot of, you know, if I'm in a white environment, that's where those pretty dark skin or pretty mixed or whatever chicks be at. You know, just their regular hair, their regular face, no tattoos, and so a lot of them, they might talk like Robin Givens. Well, my friends, I know when I was in college, my mom would write me, you know, I hate that voice, but where are those women at? Size 6s and size 7s, and size 8. And let's say she's a size 10, but she's 5'9". Not a size 10. She 4'11", but 5'3". No, that's a little chunky chick there. I don't like that. And I guess that's my preference. But the rest of these cat brothers, that's social engineering. That don't make no damn sense. But anyway, that's the question for the night. If you truly believe that racism is what it is, how come we as foundational black Americans, why don't we act like it more? Like, share, and subscribe. Get on over to my YouTube channel. I'll talk to y'all later. Rico the Opinionist. Y'all be cool. Peace.